Aloha, scooter heads, and welcome once again to the thrill ride that is the Electric Scooter Podcast. I don't know about you, but I've been a fan of two wheels since I was a kid. Four wheels for skateboards and things like that, but really once I got on a motorcycle and eventually a scooter, I pretty much found out that that was a thing for me. I used to subscribe to magazines. Do you remember when you used to get paper in your mailbox and it had a glossy cover? For me, it was Cycle World and Motorcycle Magazine. Not that I'm going to buy these motorcycles necessarily, but it's just fun to keep up on what's going on and just to have a conversation piece and to stay up to date on the technology and the coolest stuff out there. And that's what this episode is dedicated to. In the future, we have a couple interesting interviews coming up, but I really do enjoy these episodes where I just sit and talk and say whatever's on my mind, and that's what you're going to get is opinions. At the Electric Scooter Podcast, we're interested in having fun, not saving the world. If you want to save the world, you have my support 100%. Let me give you an idea of the type of person I am, okay? I'm not extravagant. I keep a bucket in my shower, and all the water, while I'm waiting for it to heat up, doesn't go down the drain. It goes into that bucket. And not to be explicit, but the water that does bounce off of my rock-hard muscles lands into the bucket, and I use that bucket to flush my toilets. I don't have to do that. I also use it to water plants or do different things, but it's something that I don't really have to go out of my way. The reason I bring that to your attention is that the Electric Scooter Podcast is about having fun. If it also complementarily or on the side happens to help save the environment, which it does, then that's a bonus. I also have a car that's a hybrid, but let me tell you about the hybrid car I have. Why am I laughing? It's because the battery aspect of my vehicle does not give it more miles per gallon. It makes it go faster. The electric engine spools up so that you get a quick start off the line. Still, I get over 30 miles per gallon. So I'm not saying that I don't believe in climate change or that it's not important to switch to electric vehicles. I do believe all of that stuff. But the reason I ride is strictly for fun. If you want to save the world, I say go for it. Good on you. Thank you. But in this episode, the fun part of scootering is going to be about staying updated as to what's out there. And one of the interviews I have lined up, I mentioned in the last episode, is a pilot who delivers airplanes to customers. And he needs something light and portable, yet with decent range to get from the cockpit to air operations, to cruise across the tarmac. So in preparation for that interview, I checked out the Electric Scooter Guide, and wouldn't you know it, they had a great video on exactly that topic. And let me take this opportunity to explain the relationship between the Electric Scooter Podcast and the Electric Scooter Guide. We're not related or affiliated in any way. Back in the day, I think it was post-World War II, I'm sure of that. I can't remember exactly who was president. I contacted Chuck Temple, founder, CEO of Electric Scooter Guide, and I said, you know what? I need a podcast about electric scooters, and you guys are definitely the most qualified people to do it. So would you get on that? And he said, nah, I don't think so. His answer to me was profound. He said, why don't you do it, Dagwood? So that's how the Electric Scooter Podcast was founded. sure you already know this, but nobody collectively rides and tests more scooters than the Electric Scooter Guide. So if you have a specific use case scenario, and in this one it's very narrow. I mean, a pilot in an airplane, think about all the different scenarios he has to think about. And we'll get into that in a future episode. And I really can't wait for that interview. I'm so excited about that because he's going to have specific requirements. And he does know scooters quite a bit. Ed, the pilot. So since nobody rides and compares or keeps statistics as extensively as Electric Scooter Guide, what better organization to go to when you have a specific use case scenario? In this case, lightweight and portability, and as luck would have it, the Electric Scooter Guide put out a video on exactly that. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the audio. Maybe I'll make some comments. I used to originally contact the Electric Scooter Guide ahead of time and say, hey, what do you think? I'm going to, sample some of your audio for my podcast, but I don't even bother to do that anymore. We've done it a couple times, and they seem to be okay with it. So, lightweight, portable electric scooters that you can buy now in anticipation of the interview with Ed the pilot. Take it away, Paul Somerville.
Scooters have superpowers in two key areas of portability and accessibility. For example, they're much more portable than e-bikes and much easier to ride than e-skateboards or electric unicycles. We've thoroughly hands-on tested over 100 scooters, and today we're bringing you the top 10 lightweight scooters that you can buy. Whether you want a lightweight scooter that can go fast, take you far or up hills, has a swappable battery, or high rider weight capacity, this top 10 list is for you. Honorable mention, the lightest scooter you could reasonably buy and ride today is the Segway 9-Bot Air T15 at 23.8 pounds. However, though it's a unique design, we can only award it an honorable mention due to some glaring faults. It's frustratingly slow with a measured maximum speed of 12.4 miles per hour, and it covered the shortest distance of any scooter we've ever tested, and has a low real-world rider weight capacity and a very poor ride quality. Though pretty, the T15 Air is more of a concept than a commuter. Ride quality and handling. A scooter we can recommend is the Apollo Air Pro. Choosing a lightweight scooter isn't easy because of the trade-offs between lightweight, range, and ride quality. The Air Pro is an entry-level scooter that delivers amazing ride quality, handling, and good range while still being relatively lightweight at 37 pounds. It's one of the heaviest models on this list, but we've selected it because of its other benefits and because it can still be carried without too much trouble. The Air Pro's dual 10-inch pneumatic tires and front suspension makes the ride one of the very best at this price point. It's intuitive to ride, has a roomy deck, both great things for newer riders. The Apollo Air Pro delivers satisfying performance on hills and on flat ground will hit an ESG certified top speed of 18.8 miles per hour. With 17.7 miles of range, it's got enough range for any crosstown commute, and for very short commutes like mine, means I only need to charge about once every 3 days. The front drum and rear regenerative brakes have a stopping distance of just 11 feet, offering great safety while being easy for new riders to control. Pros include exceptional stability and handling, great ride quality for weight class, and very beginner friendly. Cons include regenerative brakes could be smoother, not the most portable on this list, and kickstand is hard to deploy. Lightweight, affordable. At just under $500 and a top speed of 19 miles per hour, the Highboy S2 is one of the best scooters out there when it comes to performance per dollar. It's also got rear suspension, which helps it deliver above average ride quality in spite of its solid honeycomb tires. We generally don't recommend buying scooters lower than this price point because build quality tends to be poor, and after-sale customer support and warranties can be nightmarish. You also definitely need a vehicle, not an upgraded toy when it comes to transportation and safety. The S2, on the other hand, has an industry-standard 1-year warranty. We think the S2's performance and warranty make it a better value than many scooters costing $50 to $100 less. Pros include reasonable acceleration, high top speed per dollar, and dual braking system. Cons include ride quality on the rougher side and great value, but you get what you pay for. Design and urban lifestyle. Gorgeous and ultra lightweight Unagi Model 1 is most notably available through Unagi's no commitment monthly scooter rental service, which is the world's largest scooter rental subscription offering by a long shot. This allows you to treat it like it's your own, starting at $39 a month, while having free repairs, servicing, and theft and damage insurance covered at the cheapest rate you'll find anywhere today. Unagi's been around since 2018, making its claim to fame on sleek design, great ergonomics, dual motors, and premium materials like carbon fiber. This has led the press to label Unagi the Apple or often Tesla of the space, given the full service and brand-driven focuses of the company. However, as you'll see with all lightweight scooters, there are trade-offs. Two of the main ones are the Unagi's ride quality will send you towards more paved surfaces, and it's ideal for urban environments, but not so much being a suburban car replacement or overall longer range use cases. Unagi's for people who want an ideal commuter scooter and appreciate a full service experience and a great brand rep by celebrities and creatives. If you'd rather own than subscribe, you can buy the dual motor Model 1 for $990 or the single motor for $790. Pros include great rental service deal, excellent speed and power for its lightweight design, highly maneuverable in dense urban environments, beautiful and sleek, and premium materials and ergonomics. Cons include not for long-range rides, and it has a firmer ride. Lightweight powerhouse. Portability and lightweight aren't just important when it comes to carrying scooters upstairs, but also when it's time to stow one in the trunk, hop on a bus, taxi, or train, or even just stash one in the closet. U-scooters have been exclusively selling ultra-portable and lightweight electric scooters for a full decade now. They partner with a manufacturer called E2OW, and up until recently, essentially any scooter you saw in the US that looked like this was sold by U-scooters. Their scooters are known for both performance per pound and reliability. The U-Scooters GT Smart Edition, aka GT SE, adds Bluetooth connectivity and a new app, but it's these 700 watts of peak power that really steals the show. Coming any day now is a new U-Scooters GT Sport, which is expected to go a whopping 28 miles per hour and reach a very strong range. A key feature that U-Scooters has been promoting with the launch are the top-shelf Samsung battery cells they're using, which should produce both longevity and performance. Stay tuned for our review coming soon. To smooth out the ride from these solid, flat-proof tires, the GT SE has plush front and rear suspension, but vibrations from the rough pavement still come through. Despite its larger battery and new drum brake, the ESG certified weight stays a surprisingly low 29.6 pounds. The folded dimensions, while not as small as the Booster V, are still among the very best. Lightest and most portable. If you want to go even smaller, the U-Scooter Booster V adds new meaning to the term ultra portable, with the smallest folded size of any scooter we've tested. But you'll give up a noticeable amount of range and top speed versus the GT Sport or GT SE. Pros of the GT SE include premium battery cells in the GT Sport, long-standing, reliable brand focused on lightweight scooters, and it's ultra portable. Cons include more utility focused than aesthetics focused. Ride is a bit jittery and rattly, though suspension for large bumps is good, and low tire grip on wet surfaces. Lightweight Speedstar. The Fluid Mosquito is the fastest ultra-portable scooter we've ever tested, with a top speed of 27.7 miles per hour. One of the leading scooter retailers in the US, Fluid Freeride, just released the Mosquito, providing their own unique spec to the manufacturer E2OW. None of the scooters in this rocket's 29.6 pound weight class even come close to matching its top speed per pound, and the Mosquito folds down small enough to take it just about anywhere. It's easy to ride, the deck is large, and so is the rider weight capacity at 265 pounds, but the braking distance and traction in wet conditions could be a bit better. Perfection of utility and top speed is the story for this scooter, and its hill climbing is also good. The Mosquito includes full suspension that actually does a pretty okay job smoothing out larger bumps, but one con is that along with the strong utility focus of the scooter, you also get a ride quality that's a bit jittery. Use our link and discount code in the description for an extra year of warranty on the standout newly released Mosquito. Pros include ultra portable, unbeatable top speed, and proven reliability. Cons include jittery ride quality, longer braking distance, and poor traction on wet surfaces. Lightweight for beginners. The Unicum Light 2 has a very low deck height and low weight at 30 pounds, resulting in a confidence-inspiring ride that's perfect for new riders, but still fun for the more experienced. The only thing that may not be optimal for new riders is the price, though it's clear you gain some premium design from one of the most long-standing global scooter makers. Acceleration is easy to handle, but it's got speed if you need it, topping out at 21 miles per hour on flat ground. The front and rear drum brakes are easy for new riders to use safely while still delivering excellent stopping power. The folding handlebars angle back towards the rider for comfort, and the ergonomics of the foam grips and thumb throttle are top-notch. The scooter rolls on comfortable 8.5-inch air-filled tires, which more than make up for the lack of suspension. Pros include strong and safe dual drum brakes, ultra-portable, top-notch build quality, great design, and a low deck height that inspires confidence. Cons include relatively expensive and lackluster power. Lightweight with the longest range. If you're looking for a huge step up from basic beginner scooters, the Fluid Freeride Horizon's 26 miles of tested range, certified 24 mile/hour top speed, and small folded size make it an outstanding commuter. Often compared together, the Horizon beats the eMove Touring by 7.7 miles on range and is 2.5 miles per hour faster with a top speed of 24 miles per hour. Though the Touring is the clear winner when it comes to hill climbing. Despite the Horizon's solid rear tire, ride quality is very good thanks to dual suspension. You'd love to see dual brakes as well, since the rear brake and solid rear tire result in a longer than average braking distance for its class. Pros include high top speed, long range, small folded dimensions, and dual suspension improves ride quality. Cons include lackluster braking, relatively high weight, and no IP rating. Best lightweight for heavy riders. This new scooter caught us by surprise with the shortest stopping distance in its class, the lightest removable battery we've ever seen at just 5 pounds, and 17 miles of tested range. It's also got a shockingly high weight capacity at 300 pounds, and the deck is spacious enough to fit anyone's feet. When tested by our resident big dog Raymir, the UM2 didn't struggle at all. Acceleration is instant and hill climbing power is impressive. Ride stability is amazing regardless of the rider's weight, and at $899 it's a good value for commuters and unbeatable ride quality for the price. Pro tip, AnyHill offers discounts if you order the spare battery at the same time as the scooter, and since we've just reviewed the UM2, we still have an exclusive discount code in the description. Pros include lightest removable battery, best-in-class braking, high weight limit, and stable ride. Cons include heavier than scooters in its class, the display could be brighter, and the stem design is not ergonomic for carrying. Lightweight, long-range alternative. At just $549, the Turbo Ant X7 is a great, inexpensive, lightweight scooter with a swappable battery. Tested range is 15.3 miles, but doubles to 30.6 miles with a quick battery swap. Top speed is 15.8 miles per hour, and acceleration is good considering its small 350-watt motor. Even without any suspension, the ride quality of the Turbo Ant is good due to air-filled 10-inch tires. Pros include detachable battery, large air-filled tires, smooth acceleration, and better range per dollar with the extra battery. Cons include it's front-heavy as the battery is housed in the stem, narrow deck, and no suspension. Lightweight mountain goat. The eMove Touring is one of the most comfortable lightweight scooters at only $899. The Touring has excellent performance for its price with a top speed of 21 miles per hour. Known as a strong hill climber, the Touring is also famous for its available accessories, including an optional seat and 2 alternative throttles. The front 8-inch air-filled tire and 8-inch solid rear tire combine with truly excellent dual suspension to deliver outstanding ride quality at almost any rider weight. The Touring has the second longest deck we've ever seen, making it comfortable for long feet and long rides, which is good because it covered 18.7 miles on our range test. Pros include best-in-class hill climbing, excellent range, great ride quality, and a large deck. Cons include braking could be better and small wheels. Whether you're looking for the fastest, most portable, best hill climber, or the best bargain, we hope this list has helped you find it. Lightweight electric scooters are a blast and open up a ton of possibilities once you realize all of the places they can go.
Oh yeah, that's the mighty Paul Somerville of the Electric Scooter Guide. Did you notice I didn't jump in and say a word at any point. Now, how unlike me is that? The music that you're listening to the background, as a matter of fact, was Paul Somerville's band, or a band that he was a member, called The Conspiracy. Great ska band. I don't know if you're into ska. I don't know what you listen to. I happen to love ska. I love reggae. I like all kinds of music. But The Conspiracy, what a tight band. And Paul apparently played saxophone and did some vocals. Go back to episode 10 of the Electric Scooter podcast to find out more about Paul's background. That's a great episode, and he's an interesting cat. Paul Somerville, and this is his band, The Conspiracy. I don't know if they're available on Amazon. If they are, and you like the music, go ahead and drop it off of Amazon or wherever you get music. The Conspiracy. This happens to be my favorite song. It's called Driving. Why don't I shut up?
Hey, you punks on scooters, slow it down.
They'll never catch me on the Dualtron. Turn right into this next alley.
Yeah. Makes me want to bust out my black and white checkered suspenders. Scooter heads. Paul Somerville of the Electric Scooter Guide, and the band is The Conspiracy from California's Bay Area. Let me let you in on a little secret. That is my favorite song, by the way, by The Conspiracy. But my dirty little secret is I'm a podcaster and I have a recording studio. So songs that are instrumental like that, I like to add my own vocals to, which you heard in the middle. You know, that wasn't in the original song. And I've got other versions too that I'm shouting stuff. And I kind of borrowed it to be the Zero to Epic theme, if you remember that. You do remember Zero to Epic, right? Across the United States from Maine to Oregon on electric scooters. He had a variety of them, but I think he really liked the Wolf Warrior 10 and 11. I think he used the 11 a lot on the long stretches of highway and the 10 in town. Just a little inside baseball there, if you know what I mean.
Hey, bruh, these bug are you listening to? Dagwood Streets, Electric Scooter Podcast. Broke the ear.
The Stator LE is the next generation in micromobility solutions.
That's right. You heard her correctly, scooter head. She said Stator, as in rhymes with tater. Stator, Stator LE.
Capable of speeds over 30 miles an hour. And with a ride experience, unlike any other scooter platform on the market today.
She's saying it's unlike anything on the market today, and I would say that's partially true. It really is unique looking. If I had to compare it to anything, it would be Fat Scooters, PHAT. While you're going back and re-listening to episode 10 with Paul Somerville, maybe go to episode 20 and listen to the episode about Fat Scooters and the day I visited their factory. So I did get to ride scooters such as this Stator LE with big fat tires. So I know basically what it's like. Turning is really the difference. But this has some aspects to it. This Stator Tot LE has some interesting design features, I guess you would say, that make it, unique. For one thing, the handlebar is like an upside L, or it's like a hockey stick. It goes straight up from the front tire and makes a right turn. It's bent to the right, and that's your handlebar. It's not a dog bone or a standard stem in the middle with your hand left, right of that stem. No, it's just one big upside down L that you steer with. So I haven't ridden this, but because I've been to fat scooters, I do kind of have an idea what she's talking about. And if you want to look this up, there's a couple reviews on YouTube, or at least people talking about them. They've been around forever. And India has a couple really cool scooters that are similar to this and look interesting. I did a video on the Dagwood Streets channel about scooting Ecuador. And when they say electric scooters in Ecuador, this is kind of what they're talking about, but a lot of them are more like motorcycles in that they have seats. Anyway, let's get back and talk about this little Stator.
So let's start with our beautiful OEM quality instrument cluster. You can see it's pretty bright in here right now, and you can still clearly see the speedometer, the ride mode that you're in, and the very voluptuous battery bar. We understand that life is not always predictable. This way, you have enough time to know when you're going from point A to point B and when you're going to need to charge. We follow our instrument cluster down our single-sided collapsible yoke down to our highly customizable deck. Now, for purposes of this, we're using tiger wood with a gorgeous acrylic inlay.
Huh? You're using what? Who?
We're using tiger wood with...
She can't be saying what I think she's saying.
We're using tiger wood with...
Yeah, it sounds like she's saying they're using tiger wood, and they got them all liquored up.
We're using tiger wood with a gorgeous acrylic inlay.
Sorry, I meant to say they're using tiger wood, and they got them all lacquered up.
We went ahead and used real carbon fiber on the fenders. In the event that there's any kind of road debris and it pops up, the carbon fiber deflects that road debris away from you.
Now, there's probably in the boardroom an engineer that's saying, we designed these fenders so that the rocks will go directly at the body, chest, and head area of the scooter rider. And everyone else in the boardroom probably said, nah. Back down to earth, buddy. How about this? We designed the fenders so the rocks, when they hit the fender, they shoot away from the scooter head. I crack wise only because she's saying we have fenders on this scooter that when the rocks bounce off the fender, they go away from the person riding the scooter. And I just want to say to you scooter heads that although that would give you the perception that this scooter has no high tech or it has no cool features, because why would you even bring that up? I don't know. It actually does have some pretty cool features that I think you'd be interested in.
This brings us to our single-piece bladed aluminum wheel. Why is it bladed? So it can take the heat from the motor and pull it away from the motor to dissipate it around the wheel. The original product design had us using a very flat profile tire. Instead, we decided to design a very crowned profile tire.
See, now this is what I was talking about. This is something that's kind of a big deal, maybe, as Ron Burgundy would say. I have ridden fat scooter tires, as I mentioned earlier, and that was the strangest thing, is they were so wide that turning, you really got to plan it ahead of time and think about what you're doing, as opposed to other types of tires. If you surf short boards and then you jump onto a long board, it's a similar type thing. Instead of cutting a sharp corner, you're going to look up ahead where you're going, think about how you're going to approach that turn, and plan it out. It's just a little bit different. So she's mentioning crowned tires. Not having ridden this specific scooter, I don't know, but I would say seems like a good idea.
This allows us to be able to corner with ease. It eats a lot of that really obnoxious road noise. And the best part, let's say in the event you hit a flaw in the road, well, this takes it so elegantly. We use a brushless DC direct drive electric motor that takes you from 0 to 30 like a breath of wind over grass.
0 to 30 like a breath of wind over grass. I thought last week the keynote for the Unagi 11 was bad when the CEO called it an urban assault vehicle. So that brings to mind like the Mosquito, painted camouflage and 14-inch tires, whatever the Mosquito has. I don't remember. They're huge. They're massive. While the Unagi Model 11 is this really cool, sleek scooter that brings to mind Tesla and iPhone, Macintosh. It does. It just does. Apple products. I know that phrase is overused by Apollo, but it happens to be true in the case of the Unagi Model 11. But no, I'm out. Okay, we're over 30 minutes anyway. I don't want to hear more corporate speak. That doesn't mean this is a bad scooter. I'd like to try it, but let me tell you my opinion of fat scooters. And this is what I've got, not only from my riding them, from talking to clientele, people that purchase them. It's normally something like you want an alternative to get from one side of the golf course to the other, or you're an executive and you work, not even an executive, let's say you work at an Amazon, you're a manager at an Amazon shipping warehouse, and you got to go from one side of the floor back and forth, mostly in a straight line, but you want something ultra comfortable and stylish. And these run about $4,000. That's not terrible for what you get, in my opinion. But you also, if you're interested in these, may want to look at Fat Scooters PHAT. They are a company down in Phoenix, Arizona. And at the time I interviewed them, they were talking about bringing and manufacturing more of their products from Mexico, switching from a China-based supply line to more of a Mexico-based. And it made sense to them because of the way the import laws are and things like that. But that's my opinion on scooters with fat tires. You just have different use case scenarios. I don't think you want one to get from class to class, to go across campus, and you're certainly not going to pack one up and put it on a bus, a subway, a train. In summary, and to be clear, Stator, Stator, is a type of scooter. Then you heard the spokeswoman talk about the Stator LE. Fat Scooters, PHAT, is not related in any way, shape, or form. I just wanted to bring them up because they similarly have fat tires, and I have experience with the fat scooters. Now, to my understanding, the Stator is going to come off of an assembly line, whereas fat, you can tell them what color, what kind of seat. You can have a seat covered in alligator. You could do anything with a fat scooter. As long as you're willing to pay for it, sky's pretty much the limit with PHAT fat scooters. But it's got to be your kind of thing, because they are not designed for someone hopping on and off buses or a last mile solution. There you go, scooter heads. You just spent a half hour with us when you could have been doing things like, I don't know, kayaking, texting your mother-in-law, painting your nails, playing water polo. I don't know what you do. I know you scoot, but rather than doing all those different things, you wanted to hang out with us and listen to a few things about scooters. And I truly thank you for that. Until next time, keep the shiny side up and the dirty side down, which means wear your safety gear, scooter heads. Aloha!